How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Barn Logan, and today is Thanksgiving Day, and I have a very interesting story for you on this Thanksgiving Day. And you see the headline on the screen before you. This is, of course, on BREITBART. It says, DACA illegal aliens stage Thanksgiving holiday hunger strike. I'm not lying to you there, and you see the picture on the screen before you. Let me get that more into the actual frame. Some of these people look like they could do a little bit of dieting, a little bit of fasting. So maybe this would be a good thing for them. I guess they're trying to go on a hunger strike to say, hey, you know, we're here, we're illegal, but we have rights. Take your hands off me. I think that's not really the right way to go about doing something. But hey, who am I? I'm just a regular tax-paying, hardworking American. I pay for my food. I wonder how many of these so-called undocumented migrants are getting food from the federal government for free. But I digress for now. Let's get into the article and see exactly what they say here. Illegal aliens shielded from deportation under the President Obama-created Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, that's DACA, program are staging a hunger strike in the days leading up to Thanksgiving Day. Now, okay, the question is, are they going to eat on Thanksgiving, which is today, or were they just not eating before Thanksgiving? Maybe it's just they're trying to prepare their stomach for a big gorging. I'm not really sure what we're going to see. The group of illegal aliens from New Jersey have promised to not eat until okay, so they're not going to eat until Thanksgiving. All right, I see. Now, I wonder how long the time was before Thanksgiving that they actually started. Was it like 2 days before? So this could just be them preparing their stomach. But let's, get through the article here. According to WNYC, while they lobby Republican members of Congress to pass an amnesty for the nearly 800,000 DACA recipients in the United States. Quote, I'm sitting here looking at my last meal and trying to imagine what my meals would be like if I was sent back to Mexico, unquote, DACA illegal alien Adriana Delgado told WNYC. People think that I'm crazy for doing this hunger strike, but I'm willing to suffer for 3 whole days. Wow, really 3 days? So it's only going to be a 3-day fast. I mean, I've done that without being on a hunger strike just because I just wanted to do it. You can survive without eating food for 3 days. Now, drinking water, that's a whole different story, but eating food, you'd be okay. And it probably would do you some good. I'm not quite sure how much you weigh right now, but I'm sure after the fast, you may weigh less. That might be good for you. And then on Thanksgiving Day, you're probably going to eat the entire day. You're probably going to have plates upon copious turkey, stuffing, green beans, macaroni and cheese, all this, that, and the third. So the 3 days, I'm not really impressed. I'm gonna start that sentence over. People think that I'm crazy for doing this hunger strike, but I'm willing to suffer for 3 days if it means not suffering for a lifetime, Delgado continued. There will be thousands of families who will have broken dinner tables if nothing is done. Oh, boy. The group of illegal aliens is demanding an unconditional amnesty that permanently allows all DACA recipients to remain in the United States and puts them on a pathway to citizenship when they can eventually bring their foreign relatives to the U.S. as well. So not only do they want amnesty for themselves, people that are already here under DACA, they want to be able to do the chain migration en masse, to bring their mom, grandma, aunties, uncles, cousins, friends of the family, play cousins, etc. They want to bring everybody with them. Isn't that what happened with the New York terror attack guy? He had like 23 people that he was the main point of contact for, which means that he brought in at least that many people from Uzbekistan. So why do we want to repeat that same situation with people that come from Mexico illegally? If you want to come to the country, come legally. But I digress. Let's get back to the article. The DACA recipients say they are not satisfied with an amnesty that ties the legalization of potentially 3.3 million eligible illegal aliens to pro-American immigration reforms, like an end to chain migration or the termination of the diversity visa lottery. I was just talking about that right now. Okay, I was just talking about that. Those things need to end. They said they want to not end those things, but we see what the result of those things can be. Like I just said with the New York truck of peace, we saw what happened with that. So we don't want a repeat of that same situation. I'm not saying everybody that comes in under the diversity lottery program or chain migration would do such a thing. But you don't want to have these kind of people coming in just because, you know, without any kind of real merit. Let's have a merit-based immigration system and have everybody do it legally. In September, Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced on behalf of President Donald Trump's administration that the DACA program would officially be ended in March of 2018. Fantastic. Since the announcement, the Democrat and GOP political establishments have teamed up with the Open Borders Lobby, corporate interests, and the cheap labor industry to push an end-of-the-year amnesty. An amnesty, though, remains incredibly unpopular with Americans. Most recent polling from Morning Consult and Politico revealed that only 23% of swing voters said DACA amnesty should be a top priority for Congress, BREITBART News reported. Exactly. I think most Americans understand what time it is. Most Americans don't want to have amnesty. You got people on the street starving to death, American citizens, veterans that have fought in wars for the U.S. that were born and raised here on U.S. soil. I think they should come first rather than giving illegal aliens all these kind of benefits. One of my callers on ABL Live, and shout out to you. I can't remember your name right now, but you know who you are. They were talking about in Chicago, one of the black aldermen threw a fit because Rahm Emanuel, who was the mayor of Chicago, was trying to give like 1.2 million to illegal aliens so they were able to get identification. It's like, okay, why are you trying to help the illegal aliens who come from other places who were not born and raised here, but the black folks in my neighborhood, the descendants of slaves who have been here for hundreds of years, are suffering and can't get any kind of help. They can't get any kind of resources from the city. People want to say, oh, the city is strapped for cash, but yet they have money to be able to help the illegal aliens. What's really going on? OK, so I think most Americans pretty much fall in line with what the poll said, which is that DACA amnesty shouldn't really be a top priority. There are other more pressing things in the nation. Matter of fact, DACA amnesty shouldn't really be on the list of priorities at all. If it's not very low, it should not be there at all. Overall, fewer than 30% of Americans say they support a quick amnesty deal. Even among Democrat voters, amnesty is becoming more and more unpopular, with fewer than 45% of Democrats wanting Congress to push through an amnesty deal. Very well said, very short and sweet, straight to the point. Yeah, I think most Americans not really in favor of any kind of amnesty. And the illegal aliens trying to starve themselves to death. Well, they're not starving to death. I mean, 3 whole days. Wow. That's not really a big deal. All that means to me is that you're just getting prepared for your Thanksgiving feast. You're going to gorge. You're going to pig out. You're going to have all types of turkey, ham, sausage, every kind of meat imaginable, every kind of carbohydrate imaginable, all kind of drinks. You're going to have parties. There's all kind of stuff going on Thanksgiving. And throughout the entire weekend, you're off of work. If you work at all, I know a lot of the illegal aliens do not work, which is a whole different story. I'm going to move on. But you're going to be eating the whole weekend. So you make up for those 3 days very quickly. So what do you think? Do you think that this is really a big deal? The DACA recipients and or illegal aliens, because they're not one and the same. I've seen some illegal aliens who are not on DACA say that DACA is a bad thing. They just want outright amnesty, period. They don't want to go through any kind of paperwork, any kind of changes, nothing. They just want to get straight to the sauce. No pun intended. But do you think this is a big deal? Do you think it's not a big deal? If you saw somebody going on a hunger strike for 3 days, would you take them seriously? I mean, we're not talking about Gandhi or anybody like that. We're not talking about any kind of real hunger strike. And what does a hunger strike really do anyway? Like, if you, just the average citizen, the average normie, say, you know what, I don't want to eat for 3 days. Isn't that your personal choice? I mean, go ahead. If you don't want to eat, that's your business. I suggest you do have a healthy diet and balanced diet, but I can't prevent you from going out there and eating a bunch of ho-hos and donuts and all kind of other stuff and drinking sugary drinks. I can't stop you from doing that. If you want to do that, that's your business. If you want to smoke crack, meth, smoke weed or whatever, I don't do those things. I like to keep my body pure. But if you want to do it, legal or illegal, that's your business. Whatever kind of penalty or consequence you have, whether it be legal or whether it be physical to your body, you got to deal with that on your own. I have nothing to do with it. So the whole thing about a hunger strike, why should that affect me? Why should that affect anybody? It's only going to affect the person that's actually doing it. And for 3 days not eating, I don't consider that a real hunger strike. So even if you were to try and sway someone with your so-called hunger strike, I don't think that 3 days is really a lengthy enough time. But whatever your comments are about the whole situation, about the so-called hunger strike, about DACA recipients, about illegal immigration, whatever your comments are about this whole situation, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.